leaderboards comes to mind, go ahead and share it in the chat. We love celebrating. And you guys, quick secret to this business, if you don't start celebrating your wins, it's going to be harder, honestly. And it might feel a little silly at first, like, oh yeah, cool, I did this, like that should be a no-brainer. But honestly, when you take a second to celebrate how far you've come, even if it's just making the decision to do this to change your life, that's massive. And that's a step further than 90% of people ever make. So congratulate yourself on that. If you've been here for a little bit, you've gone even further than that. You've overcome some massive learning curves. You've overcome that quitting phase that everybody goes through. So just celebrate. Take some time every single day to celebrate what you've done, what you've accomplished, because that just makes us feel and look so much better. Off my pedestal, off my high horse here. We are here at our 7-7 team call with the Durgan Felix Ellefson Agency. Welcome to the call. We're excited to have you. I'll kick it over to Bridget. You want to do some leaderboards today?
Yes, I do. So for the week of 6/28, guys, if you're brand new, we celebrate the week prior. So for the week of 6/28 within the Felix Agency, we had 14 apps for a total of 23,144 APV. Nice job, team. And in the Durgan Ellefson base shops for last week, they had 10 apps for 12,431. We had James putting in an app for 1721. Nice job, James. Janie, 2 apps, 29.79. Janie is a testament to persistence and perseverance. Great job, Janie. Mr. Rafa, 2 apps for 41.11 APV. Nice job, Rafa. Oh, and Margaret, 6 apps for 49.53 APV. Nice job, Margaret. And Brandon, Brandon's crushing it. 6 apps for 62.17. Again, Brandon's ratios are almost always spot on. Great job, buddy. Great job. Mr. Tommy, see, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. 4 apps for 74.77. And again, Tommy's just a model of positivity, just keeping at it. Great job, buddy. Great week. And then Lorenzo, 3 apps. Nice job, buddy, for 81.15. Those are, he's getting big into the IULs. If you're not familiar or don't think you know enough about IULs to be able to offer them to clients, I got to tell you, I think you're overthinking it. How do I know this? I did it. When we first had access to IULs, I was like, yeah, I'm one of those people like, I got to get my head around it. Blah. So again, just go on Americo's microsite. They have a really good, just high level. Here's some points for the client. It is a great product. Anyhow, month of July, to date, so basically the first full week, we have 9 unique writers, 19 applications for 30,365. And also in the Durgan Ellefson base, we have two unique writers, 10 apps for 12,431 APV. Guys, great start, great first weekend of July, and there's lots more to come.
Tommy boy, want to talk builders?
Sure. Abel has shared this opportunity with 4 people so far in the month. Bridget 6, Paige 6, and I'm up 4 on you, Paige. I've got 10.
You're beating me.
Now
Hey,
I'm
you guys,
snarky.
you are. That's all right. We like a little friendly competition. The fact that you made it here, congrats. You're on the workroom. I can't emphasize this enough. If you're struggling in any place, the key to getting through that is surrounding yourself with people who are winning. And that's what this workroom is about. We don't have an office. We don't have like a water cooler where you can go in and just kind of vent for a second. We don't have cubicles where you can just pop your head over and say, "Hey, how are you getting through this? I'm stuck here." We don't have that. Luckily, right? We don't want to go to the office. That's why we're here. But we do want to give that opportunity still to you if you want it. And that's here on our workroom. So Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Look in here to find what you need. Okay. You just go to the little breakout button on the bottom corner. If you're on your computer, if you're on your phone, just find breakouts and just look and see where people are. If they're not in this room, the Lap and Felix Durgan Ellison room, then look for another room. As long as it doesn't say invite only, you can pop in there and you can listen to people dial. You can listen to people run appointments. You might catch somebody coaching. I know I popped in here the other day and heard Larry coaching. So just put yourself in that opportunity to win, okay? And you're going to do that by hearing other people in action, by listening to how other people talk. You could hear me say the same thing 4 times and then hear somebody else say the same thing in a different way, and it clicks. That's just how we are as people. So give yourself that opportunity to win. It's entirely your responsibility to do that, but it's a cool opportunity too. It's empowering. It's all up to you, but we're here to guide you in whatever way you need. So, workroom is open. Bridget gets the fun slides today.
Oh yeah, this is a great one. Again, this is what happens when we work hard, when we put our head down and we just focus and we don't worry about, oh my gosh, I don't have this, I'm not gonna, hit all of that. Just head down working, just keep going, lift it up, ask what's next. So this is a trip that is really anybody's game. We are going in November to Cancun, to the top resort, by the way. Number one, if you Google it, it is the top resort, nicest resort in Cancun. So how do you win? So it started April 1st. It goes all the way through the Wednesday of conference. So, we captured both sides of it, producing. And if you're not building a team yet, hopefully that we kind of level that playing field. So for production, you get 1 point for every AP unit of APV issued. If you register for conference, boom, 3,000 points right there. Tommy putting the easy. And it is, because that's investing in yourself. If you're building, anybody that you bring on board gets licensed, get their credentials, that's 1,000 points. And then once they submit an application, that's 3,000 points. Okay. Again, we will announce the winners at conference. It is you and a +1, all inclusive, airfare, hotel. We're going to have a great time. So again, if you look at these numbers, we've got Rafa in the lead currently, followed closely by Brandon, myself, Dustin, James, Lorenzo, Janie, and then Rob. Again, easy way to get your foot in the door, right? There's plenty of time left. And then with Paige, we've got Paige's agency, Mama Margot leading, Paige, Turner, Lakeisha, Sherry, and Laura. And then with Tommy's agency, we've got Tommy, Ibel, Kristen, Adnaya, Barbara, Jean, Montserrat, Jordan, and Bobby. That print is kind of small. So we'll update these guys. Probably it'll be ready for next week with the issued business from June. Once we close out a month at Symmetry, it takes about a week or so, sometimes a little bit more, for all the carriers to report all the business, Symmetry to kind of compile it and put it in. It's called a snapshot. So if you're ever wondering, again, when the month ends, like, where am I standing? We just have to wait for all the carriers to report. But again, this is something that you can win just for doing all the same things you were going to do anyway, which is write business, help the families that have requested our help. We share the opportunity with people. And it's a great perk of our industry, honestly. And it is the C. Miller Master Agency and all of his downlines. So it's going to be a smaller group, which can be a lot of fun. When I say smaller, I think maybe like 40, 50 people. So it's not that small, but we're going to have a great time. So again, not over till it's over. Paige,
Yep.
over to you.
If you like the idea of hanging out with us in a really beautiful place for a couple of days, then do your best to win. That's all I have to say. It's going to be so much fun. So much fun. Speaking of fun, we also have something before that, which is conference. So if you have not gotten your ticket yet, please reach out to your upline and we'll make sure you get a discounted one. Conference is August 13th through the 15th in Denver. These are the hotel blocks. Now, there might not be availability in all of them, so double check. If they're all sold out, just find a hotel nearby. It's totally fine. We're at the Colorado Convention Center. That's where all the happenings are for conference, so just make sure you're within walking distance of that, and you're going to be fine. But contact us for your ticket. You just need the one ticket to get into all the things at conference, so make sure you've got that registered, ready to go. It'll also get you points on that leaderboard we just saw, but then make sure you've got all your stuff. We do also have people that like to room together to save a little bit. That's great. If that's you, reach out to us as well, or even post in Teams, and you'll find a roomy situation so that you can save a little bit on that hotel room. Okay, so get your tickets, make sure you've got your stuff, And like Bridget said, I mean, you're not gonna not take anything away from this. In fact, everyone who goes to this leaves changed. And that's really difficult to understand until you're there, until you experience it. But the whole purpose of this is for you to see yourself in somebody, maybe on stage, maybe somebody in a breakout, maybe somebody in the hallway that you look up to, and you just realize that the only difference between them and you is time. You can do this, right? We want you to think if they can do this, I can do this. This is your opportunity. This business is caught, it's not taught, and you catch it at things like this at conference. So put yourself there if you want to win. That's all I'm going to say. So with that, I'm going to share, I have some slides today, you guys. I'm actually using a visual for our call. So, honestly, snaps for me for getting that put together in the midst of everything. So that's a big win. But today we're talking mindset of a closer, right? You versus every other career path. Okay. So I'm going to share slides here. Hopefully I can do this in an efficient way. I'm using that weird keynote thing on a Mac that never really makes a lot of sense, but we're going to go for it. Oh, I think we're there. Can you guys see this? Someone give me a thumbs up. Cool. All right, perfect. So mindset of a closer. Now I gotta find one right here. There we go. You go away. While I'm doing that, you can read the slide. Okay. Can you guys see it still? We're good?
Yep, we're
Okay.
good.
We're good. Okay. So let's strip it all back here, right? When you're getting on the phones, because that's where it all starts, right? Starts on the phones. Your job is not to get a sale, right? Your job is to get a yes or a no. You're not here to worry about what they think. You're not here to overanalyze what they say, okay? You're here to get in touch and to get resolution. That's your job. So when you're looking at this, when you're talking to people thinking, this is all I need to do, I just need to get resolution, that's your job. Okay. Don't worry about the results. Don't worry about what's coming down the road. Don't worry about how many appointments you need or what you have or whatever the situation is. Don't worry about that. When you're dialing, your only focus is to get a yes or a no from every single person that you talk to, right? Yes, I'm still interested. Book an appointment. No, I'm not interested. One rebuttal. Boom, on to the next person. Okay. You should be dialing with the mindset of I'm here to protect your family because that's exactly what we do, right? We're not here to do anything else. We're here to protect families, right? That's exactly how we run this. People don't fill out this form by accident. Okay. They know this is important. They thought about this enough to submit their information in and ask for some help. Even if they forgot why, right? Even if it's been a little bit, even if it's been maybe a couple years, even, or a couple months or a couple days. For me, I submit stuff in and forget in a couple days. So I get that, right? People forget. But your job is to remind them. Your job is to show up with confidence, with authority, and with leadership. If you do that every single time, you're going to win. Okay, so take out all of the emotion, all of the what ifs, I'm bothering people, all of these little narratives that we come up with in our heads when we're nervous and out of our comfort zone. Step out of that for a minute and just think it is my job to remind them why they submitted this form. It is my job to get them protected because they clearly aren't. If they're a lead in our system, we have not protected them yet. Okay. Your job is to make sure that they're protected. The worst thing that can happen, and I know everyone who's been here for a minute has had that, where you get in touch with somebody and it's too late. They've passed away or they've been diagnosed with something that makes it really difficult to get what they wanted originally. We've all been there, right? We've all called a lead, talked to a spouse or talked to a child and realized that parent is no longer here. That person is no longer here. And that's a tough call to get. You just kick yourself thinking, I could have, if I would have called last week, maybe I would have caught them. So have that in your mind. Your job is to protect them. Your job is to be the authority. Your job is to remind them with confidence why you're here, why they did this in the first place. I have to figure out how to share this at the same time here. Bear with me. When you got the slides up and then you got the notes next to it, it's just not working out the way you want it to, but that's okay.
You can send it to me. I'll share it with you, Paige. You're fine.
That's all right, Tom. I don't know how to do that. Okay, but here's what I want to do. I want to break it down by profession. Okay, so let's talk about the different professions out there that that society, right, that the world claims to be right, important, impressive, that kind of thing. And let's just talk really what our jobs look like in comparison. I think I'm gonna get this figured out here. Good thing we're not recording this. Just kidding. We are. Okay, we are here. We're here. So, primary care physician. Let's put things into perspective here. When you're struggling to make dials or when you're doubting yourself, you just need to remember what this opportunity can give you. Okay, so let's look at a primary care person. They're working first and foremost 50 to 60 hours a week. And this is kind of a general primary. I know there's always exceptions, so don't get into your head about that. There's always exceptions, right? There are some people that work a lot more, maybe some people that work a lot less, but on average, 50 to 60 hours a week is what a general primary care person works. Now, to get to that point, they have to go through 12 plus years of school. That's over $250,000 in debt. And I think that's on the lighter side, right? That's a lot of school and that's a lot of debt that doctors are graduating with. On top of that, especially in the beginning, they don't got a lot of freedom. They're on call. Does anyone know a doctor, right? They're on call. They're not really able to fully unplug and live their lives because they're constantly attached to their work, to their practice. Now, okay, they're paid pretty well, right? They're making $260,000, $280,000 a year. This is the average primary care. This is not a surgeon or a specialist, but their lives are even more hectic. So we'll put that into perspective. But generally, right, pretty good pay. A lot of us would enjoy that. But look at what the sacrifice is. Look at what they have to go through in order to earn that. A lawyer, right? Mid-level. We're not talking someone who owns their practice or is a partner. It takes a long time, a lot of effort, and not everybody even gets to that point. So this is where a lot of lawyers land, okay? They're working 50 to 70 hours a week, and that's a high stress job, right? Anybody know any lawyers? They're usually not the most fun people, right? They're very stressed out. They got a lot on their plate. A lot of them are managing a lot of cases at once. You got to go at least through 7+ years of school, probably more because that's just how it goes. And they're stacking up 160,000 plus in debt. Not a lot of flexibility, not a lot of fast income scaling. A lot of times for lawyers, they got to wait to get up to the partner level. They got to, there's not a ton of opportunity for growth in a very fast way. Now, the average range, I was shocked when I saw this, but from 70,000 a year to 200,000 a year is what a mid-level lawyer makes. All that for making, a little less than what a doctor makes, but still, could be good, but also might not be worth it with the 70,000 range, but that's what they do. Let's look at other careers. CPAs. This is what I wanted to be when I graduated from school. I had every intention of becoming a CPA. Average income 100 to 150,000 a year, 40 to 80 hours a week because during tax season, they have no lives. No lives at all. They are in the office Monday through Sunday, working, making sure people's tax returns are done. In the off season, they're doing all sorts of stuff, but 40 to 80 hours a week as a CPA, making 100 to 150,000 a year. Pharmaceutical sales, 90 to 150,000. This is depending on how good you are and how much you put into it. I know there are people that make a lot more, people that make a lot less, but there's a lot of travel in pharmaceutical sales, very strict quotas, and it's tough to get into that and do well. It's about who you know and getting into the right zone and all of those things, and it's really competitive. So that can be a really tough one, could be profitable, but pretty tough, right? There's a lot of trade-off to get there. Real estate. Real estate can be really profitable too, as long as the market is conducive to that, right? They can do really, really well. They can really struggle. 40 to 70 hours a week. It's a ton of grind. Not too many real estate firms, offices have just a plug and play system where you can come in and get leads and have this work in a way that's efficient. A lot of them are drumming up business on their own, warm market, a lot of grind, a lot of hustle. And again, subject to market volatility very highly. Okay. Now, this isn't to hate on other careers because we all need them, right? They're important. But what the purpose of this is to put into perspective what you have here. Almost all of those you need to have at least 7 years of school to be able to get to, at least. And that's before you can even make any money, right? That's stacking up all of this debt, all of this experience, all of these hours before they're even getting to the point of being able to get their head above water, start paying on that, and start making really, really good income. Takes a lot to get there, right? But let's look at what we have. A part-time agent, and this is on the slides that we talk about every single time we run an interview. A part-time agent here is placing 6 sales a month. So that's 6 apps that you have submitted, gotten issued, the clients have paid on them a month at an average of 1,200 APV. If you're at 80% contract level, you're working usually 15 to 20 hours a week as a part-time agent. And that's, once you get this figured out, if you want to stay part-time, it's usually not that much. But the average part-time agent running these numbers here is making about $69,000 a year. That's part-time, okay? In sweatpants from home, all at the cost of a license, right? And some leads. But if you're looking at just education, barrier to entry, 300, $350 to get your license. And this is what you can do in a part-time basis, 15 to 20 hours a week. Okay. Now let's look at full-time. A full-time agent, no education background, right? No like master's degree, doctorate degree, not a ton of hours putting it in to earn a spot as a partner. This is what a full-time agent can do here within their first couple of years. 15 sales a month placed. So that's on average what our full-time agents are doing, right? They're doing double of what a part-time is. Same APV, right? Same thing of 1,200 on average per APV. You're going to be at least at a 95% if you're doing this. You're probably going to be a little bit higher, but for easy math, let's say you're at a 90%, 95% contract level. The average full-time agent on the production side is usually working 30 to 35 hours a week. If they're just producing, maybe even a teeny bit less. Once you get this thing figured out, you can really scale it and you can really maximize your time and be able to maximize your income at the same time. So 30 to 35 hours a week, full-time agent exclusively, they're earning $205,000 a year here, right? As long as they're following our system, doing what the numbers are showing here. Again, same licensing costs, $350 to get your license. And this is the income potential. No degree, no debt, full freedom. And this does not even include if you're going to be an agency owner, doesn't include any overrides, team income, anything like that. This is just coming in, being a full-time agent. So how does that compare, right? We talked about a physician getting to $260,000, $280,000 a year, working 50 to 60 hours a week, 12 plus years in school. You got to work for a while to chip down on all that debt that's accumulated. How does that compare in the first couple of years? Now, the point here, you guys, is just to realize what is possible. What is possible, right? This grows as you get better here. You can scale, you can get promoted every 2 months here just by doing the things that we're telling you to do, right? Just by making a ton of dials, constantly correcting, plugging yourself into the calls and into the workroom so that you can get better and just keep showing up for yourself. This is what you can do. And this is the average full-time agent in the beginning, right? I know agents that make a lot more than this full-time. And that's just the beauty of our system is it has nothing to do with what your experience has been before. It has nothing to do with where you come from, what age you are, anything. It just matters how much you want to show up for yourself. So ultimately here, you guys, you can out-earn lawyers, CPAs, even many doctors in working half the time without all the debt and with complete control over your time. Let that sink in. Okay, just what is the potential here? Now, this isn't about luck. This is about consistency. Okay, this is not about the perfect leads. It's not even really about confidence. It's just about the consistency, belief, and action. You don't have to ever feel ready. You just have to move. One dial, one conversation, one yes or no at a time. You're not here to chase the results. You're here to get resolution. You're here to take this one conversation at a time. And the more people that you reach, the more lives that you impact, and the bigger your business grows. So if you find yourself doubting yourself, doubting if this works for you, stick around just a little bit longer because you're going to see somebody in our Teams chat go from struggle to success and you're going to see that it's doable for you too. And then you stick around even longer and you're going to see you being in that same seat. The only reason that not everybody wins here is because not everybody sticks it out. So if you can stick it out long enough, even when you feel like you cannot pick up this phone one more time to make one more dial because you already think you know how the results are going to go, do it. Keep doing it. Hear my voice in your head saying, just keep moving because this is what your life can look like. This is what your life can look like if you just keep going. And then ask yourself, is it worth it? Is this worth it? Is this income going to change your life? Is this lifestyle going to be the one that you want? Being able to do this from anywhere, at any time, being able to grow a team if you want, teaching other people to do this too. Is this something that you want? Is this going to change your present circumstances for the better? So with that, you guys, that's all I have for you. I'm going to figure out how to stop sharing now, but I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, reach out to your upline. But I appreciate you all. Have a great Monday. We'll see you again, same time, same place next week, and a couple of calls in between.